First of all, can we give a hand to our TeenPact staff? One of the greatest parts of TeenPact is the amazing staff. Alright, greetings. If you don't know me, I am Brady from Bismarck, North Dakota, and my slogan for my campaign was, "Life is good, but it could be better." Alright, to be honest, I actually got that from a movie, but I would like to thank everybody who helped me in my campaign. First of all, my campaign manager, Elena Brown. Can we give a hand? My grassroots activist, Jackson Ingram. And my photographer, Senator Richard Duckwitz. I also want to thank all the candidates who ran for governor. You did an amazing job. And then last but definitely not least, I want to thank all of my voters and those who faithfully helped me in my campaign. I cannot say how honored I am that you elected me to represent you as the 2022 TeenPact North Dakota Governor. I will do my best to represent TeenPact and all of you. And so, I would like to briefly share a testimony of sorts. It doesn't necessarily have to do with TeenPact, but just to let you know, I did have a great time. I want to share a personal experience in hopes that I may encourage you to follow God's calling and to give glory to God. I believe that every one of you in this room has a spiritual gift. Some of you may already know what that is, and maybe some of you are still trying to figure it out. Today, I would like to share how I found my personal spiritual gift, to help you either discern what your gift is, or to reaffirm what you already know is your calling. I believe that God has given me the gift of unlimited imagination. I love creating stories. It is truly my passion. I found this passion, even though I didn't know it yet, when I was 6 years old. My brother, Cody Melhoff, who is the second to youngest, the youngest being me, of 7 children. Cody was our family's first Lego collector. He especially liked the medieval genre of Legos. And of course, as good big brothers do, he would let me play with his Legos as long as I would keep his sets together. I know there are some Lego collectors who prefer to destroy their sets and build something new. I was never like that. I love playing on stories with Cody's knights. One Christmas, I decided that I needed to get my own Lego castle and knights to challenge him. This was the beginning of my love of Legos. Not only would I play epic battles with myself, but also with Cody under one condition: my guys couldn't die. Eventually, Lego discontinued their medieval genre, so I moved on to collecting other types of Lego sets, and I still play epic battles with Legos to this very day. This is where my love for stories began. Along with my passion for just playing stories with Legos, I also love reading. My first full book series that I read and was thoroughly interested in was the Kingdom series by Chuck Black, who, incidentally, is from right here in North Dakota. Ever since then, I've been an avid reader. I love how messages could be conveyed through stories. In 2020, during quarantine, Cody showed me the movie Tolkien, which is a movie about J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings. Well, it is not the cleanest movie that I've ever seen. I remember watching it and being so inspired by it. What an imagination Tolkien had. It was cool to see the aspects of his life that led him to write The Lord of the Rings. After that movie, my imagination was officially unlocked. I started thinking of crazy stories taking place in other worlds, and some taking place within our very own world. I was reading The Hobbit at the time, but wasn't really into it. Then eventually, Cody showed me the greatest movie trilogy ever made, none other than The Lord of the Rings. I was amazed at the depth of the story and the lengths that Tolkien went to create different languages. Tolkien's imagination inspired me, and I decided that I wanted to write stories of my own. At first, I worked on a comic book. One problem with that, I've never read a comic book. So that didn't turn out very well. Then I had to write a short story for school, and as I was writing it, I remember thinking, this is what I was born to do. And in fact, I still believe that. I believe that my calling to write stories to illustrate the battle between light and darkness to inspire people, just as Tolkien had inspired me. I hope that this also inspires you. I marvel at how God used my interest for his purpose, that I may glorify God through my stories, even something as tiny as playing Lego battles. Today I ask you, what are your interests and passions? How can you use those interests and passions to glorify God? I encourage you to use those talents to help fight for the battle between good and evil. Don't let Satan use your gifts for evil. Everyone in this room is a warrior for God. God gave you interests for a reason. May you recognize how you can use your gifts, interests, and passions to fight for the Lord. Thank you.